used to be doing this thing called The Biggest Podcast. The intention is to bring it back. In fact, it will be coming back early 2023. As we are getting set up for it, we have amazing people coming through HQ, and we're doing these like little truncated versions to kind of get back into the rhythm for us and to get back into the rhythm of hearing people's stories and sharing amazing people that are within the One Bone community.
It's awesome.
And my man, Ben Johnston, pulled through HQ, and he was telling us a bunch of feedback and a bunch of stories. And I was like, you know what? We have the mics on the other side. Let's go turn them on and let people know who you are and what you do and how, you know, our paths have converged and how you found One Bone.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. I really appreciate, you know, the opportunity to come and share with you guys. Obviously, went online, saw all of what you guys were doing. I love the message.
Yeah.
I love the inclusivity. It's a big word, right? Inclusivity.
Of course.
And it's something that we all really are able to, you know, really connect with, that inclusivity. And for me, when I just saw the clothing and I saw what you guys were doing, I was like, man, I want to be a part of that, because I felt like there was something bigger behind the brand, that there was a bigger story. And I know the first time that I came and connected, picking up one of these, by the way, first time
hoodie, almost sold out, by the way. Just go check onebone.com.
Shameless plug. Right?
Yeah.
We had this conversation and I said, man, I feel like there's something deeper behind your brand. And that's the reason why I was able to connect on a bigger level, not just because the clothes are dope, but because the message was something that I could really grab a hold of.
So to you, in your first experience with One Bone, what was the message versus like when the message actually hit you?
Okay, that's a good question.
You know, like when you first experienced One Bone and you came across our ads on Facebook or Instagram or wherever it was versus the first time you made a purchase. First of all, how long was it before seeing us and making the jump into trying us?
Well, as soon as I saw you years ago,
okay,
with some of the first products that came out, and then it was kind of like I was buying from any other clothing shop. Kind of hilarious story, by the way.
Talk to me.
The other day, I went in and I bought the brand new plaid suit, right? So
okay.
I'm wearing the plaid bomber.
Another shameless plug.
And I go on a date with my wife that night. So I wanted to have, you know, just something to contrast underneath. I was looking for some kind of a sweater. So I go into another, not to be named, plus size store.
Sure.
And I go and I'm trying on this sweater, but as I come out of the change room, one of the guys that works there says, "Hey man, can I ask you a question?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." He said, "Is that the new One Bone scoop? Is that the new One Bone plaid bomber?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's so dope. I love that piece. I need it for my collection." So it's so funny that even those that are not currently rocking One Bone want to be rocking One Bone.
Yo, that is hilarious. And first of all, you know, that's actually amazing.
Yeah, it was a fun experience because you know, and then everything got kind of quiet.
Yeah. It's kind of like, yo, low key, I'm working in this plus size retail store, but also where'd you get that One Bone?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's crazy because growing up as a bigger kid and, you know, having my mom have to take me to the big and tall stores because I'm not even fitting in things at the mall as a teen. You know, you kind of develop this negative relationship with clothing.
100%.
And this negative relationship with shopping and just feeling good about how you look and feel. And then you come across a brand that it's like, wait a second, is this my brother out there that's making clothes exactly for me? And what's cool is, you know, we have many, many people come through and the size range and the inclusivity of the whole thing. It's crazy to hear stories that you and I would obviously relate on, but then hearing stories from guys who are smaller or guys who are significantly bigger or in between, we all have that same kind of experience of we're wearing clothing that is we're sacrificing.
Yeah.
You know,
all the time.
And again, from a smaller guy to a bigger guy, but now because of what we're doing and how active we are with trying to evolve the brand and the offerings that we are delivering, the idea is to be able to present as many offerings to kind of fill that closet and make sure that anytime you are going on that date night, you just know the outfit is locked in and you're going to feel good. And even so much as like sitting down at the table on a date and not having to worry about if your butt is showing because you're in the seat.
Always adjusting.
Yeah, you're always like fixing yourself, and it's very cool. And I would love for you to tell people what you do for a living, because it's incredible.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Me and my wife, Chelsea, we actually pastor a church on the South Shore of Montreal called We Are One. And that, again, it's interesting, the inclusivity, you know, and it has to do with just connecting everyone everywhere to the heart of God. So that's what we do. I travel extensively across Canada, coming alongside people, encouraging them to be the fullest expression of who they're called to be in their life. And also travel and do music. So there's a lot of things going on kind of all together. But what I really love and what I really picked out from what you were just saying, Adam, is this kind of idea of fraternity, this idea of brotherhood. And I really think that there's an opportunity, even with a conversation like this, or a podcast project, if you will, where this idea of brotherhood can come out. Because there's always something that we can learn from each other. You know, my life experience, although we may have some similar experiences, mine is going to be different than yours. Yours is going to be different than mine. If we can have the humility to learn from each other and draw from each other's stories, then we can both grow as individuals. And then we move beyond just a point of connection. So we connect on a brand, but once there's connection, the connection is the key. The connection is what actually sustains people's ability to move forward in life, because we don't know how people felt before we've met them.
Right.
So when we sit down and we have a conversation with them and they start to open up beyond the clothing, and they start to talk a little bit about their life, we get a little bit of a detail here, a little bit of detail there, all of a sudden there's a connection that gets made. And who knows how far that connection can go, because connection is what everybody needs. And I really think that One Bone does that super well.
You do render me speechless, which is a rare occurrence, by the way. I do love talking, but we've been working on this project that has turned into a brand. It started out as a solution for one, and now has become a connection for so many people. And this is, you know, why we've prioritized opening up these conversations. And this is why we are building out a creative space where we can have gentlemen like yourself, or just people come in and share their stories. The sharing of experience and the relating on certain things and learning from other people and what they've gone through, to me, is paramount. And it just adds so much value to life to hear these kinds of stories and move forward, grow, learn, become self-aware based on where other people are in their life and what they've gone through and what they are trying to achieve. So it's just, you know, obviously you are spreading the message of the Lord, and whatever Lord you want to be looking at and talking to, the message is the same. The message is connection. The message is 100%. Feeling good about yourself and the people who you are around. And again, it doesn't matter, you know, what that higher power is that you are searching for. But again, like to deduce it onto a level of, let's just use the power of the clothing. And like you said, that flag, and when you see somebody rocking One Bone, it's this connection where it's more than just a t-shirt. It's a message. And it's just really exceptional that you stop by here on a day like today while we're like getting the wheels turning, and while the microphones are on, and I appreciate you more than you know, I think, and I am so enthused by the appreciation that you have for the brand, for the brotherhood, you know, and brotherhood is a little bit exclusive, but it's a peoplehood, you know.
Yeah,
It is whoever
sure.
you are, whatever color, whatever size, whatever gender, whatever sexual orientation. Everybody is welcome to be the person that they are, and that's our kind of MO, and it's just exceptional to be sharing these words with you. I want to also really pull back the curtain for a second, because you came in and you gave us feedback based on a version of a podcast that we are experimenting with, and what it is this concept that we've come up with called "What Did I Miss?"
Okay.
And the idea is that on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, we have a conversation about certain pop culture things that are happening out there in the world, that life's fast paced. Not everybody has time to scroll through Instagram and news and sports and all those things. So we're like, you know what? Let's find a few topics on a daily basis to just shoot the shit on and have a conversation. And at least it's an opportunity for people to catch up. And the message is all about comfort and confidence in your daily life.
Come on, that's great.
And so if we're able to talk about random pop culture topics in a platform that is just conversational, light, fun, brotherly, and give these explanations or ideas in a non, aggressive kind of way, and we're just talking, then we're trying to find the value in that. We believe that giving guys or people a few talking points throughout their day, something to share by the water cooler at the office, something to share on a date, something to share on boys' night, that kind of thing. We think that there's a lot of value in that, but we're trying to find our footing. So you came in and you gave us feedback based on a clip. And I would love to hear your feedback. And I'm not sure if we're sharing this whole thing, if we're putting it out, but I would love to put it down, in history, that feedback, so we can learn and grow from it and take it and make sure that we are serving the community the way we think, the community would want to be served.
Yeah.
So when you see a clip like that, when you hear about an idea about what did I miss on a daily basis, and those few talking points that you could have, is that something that you're interested in? Is it exciting to you? Does it matter? Do you care? What's your feedback?
Well, I think the laugh is the big thing. When you get somebody to laugh, their defenses come down.
Yeah.
And it's something that they're going to be, picturing in their mind over and over. So that was great. Again, I think coming back to the purpose and coming back to that message that the brand has. And I think actually the more that we're having a conversation, what's happening is there's a sharpening of vision. There's actually a sharpening of vision that's coming, right?
Direction.
Yeah, I could feel that, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And
we feel it too, by the way.
Yeah. So what I was feeling, even while I was on my way here, is oftentimes I get put in situations where solutions can come forth, and so I'm constantly in that place. I mean, again, I'm a minister, so like in my time, even with the Lord, I'll be like, okay, use me as a solution where I go, and give me something worthwhile to say. And what I think is so powerful is that you empower people through clothing, but if you can give them value, even in a podcast format like here, you can empower their voice. Empowering their voice is a whole other level of connection. And so when I'm looking for a clip, I'm looking for something that not only is going to brighten up my day, but it's and not only is going to inspire me, not only is going to give me something to share with a friend of mine, but it's going to empower my voice so that when I come to them, I have something to say that's going to bring value to them. And I think that if you do that, that's where it's at.
That's beautiful. It's amazing feedback. I like, again, rendered speechless. Just in you know, like you said, the sharpening, and that is what we are actively working on a daily basis, from the product we are offering, from the clothing that we are choosing to create, and from the content that we are starting to try and navigate, where, you know, there aren't per se many clothing brands who are talking about pop culture in a fun, lighthearted, you know, non-combative kind of way, where there's no real concrete, like, major opinions being formed. It's just like, let's talk about some fun stuff. Let's have a conversation. Let's hang out with the fam for a little bit. And so I greatly appreciate this entire conversation, our relationship that has been developed, the community that you are catering to, and where you fit in the One Bone community. It is an amazing gift for us, and it represents so many other people within the One Bone community. And you said it's all about empowering a voice, and here you are sharing your voice with our community. And I think that there is great power in that, and that you represent a voice within the One Bone community that is replicated many, 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 many times. So this is amazing. If people are seeing this and want to reach out to you or want to hear anything that you do from a motivational standpoint or music, etc., where can people find you?
Sure. They can go to benjohnstonmusic.ca. There you're going to have, obviously, if anybody listens to CDs, there's CDs available. You can look at Spotify, go on Apple Music, just released a 7-song EP. I don't know, people, between an EP or an LP, 7-song LP, go ahead, stream it on Apple or on Spotify. The record's called You. There's some cool tracks there. Some of our young people that we've raised up are featured in the tracks, a track with me and my wife. So yeah, go check it out.
Amazing. Beautiful. Thank you so much. You know the drill, onebone.com. That's where you could get all of our clothing. That's where you could, you know, see all of this and keep track, and One Bone brand on socials. Any final words?
Final words. I'll say this as a final word, Adam. I'll say this. That you guys, whoever you are watching out there, you're a unique expression, and that expression is important. That expression is valuable. And hey, if you can come and be a part of this One Bone family, and you can find your place in that family, then maybe you can also find a voice. You might be going through a new season in your life where you feel like, okay, you know, 2020 was really rough. You know, it was a really difficult time. But guess what? We're entering into a new year. There's a new opportunity for you to find your voice and to find your place. So just want to encourage you, keep doing what you're doing and keep building what you're building, man, because it's powerful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Have the biggest day. Peace.